managing your documents and your data actually on Google Drive. Straightforward really. Like I said before, you've got your desktop version of your Google Drive and you've got your online version of your Google Drive. Now anything you do online will be mirrored on your desktop and vice versa. So let's have a look what happens when we go into the English language folder on our desktop. So if I bring that up online, okay, you can see that let's take this top file here. In fact, let's take this file here, Rachel's area, which I presume belongs to Rachel Walker that's not here anymore. So we'll select that and we'll remove it. And just like on a computer desktop, what you've got is a bin. And that file was gone to the bin. Just like on the computer desktop, you've got a bin that you can access and you can find things that you've actually thrown away. So if we go back to the to the English language area, sorry, you can see that file's now gone. And if we go on here, we can see that file's gone on our desktop. It's been mirrored on our desktop. But what's even better in terms of organisation is let's take another folder that's here. Let's take the EMFL feedback forum. Now there's nothing actually in this folder because it's a first class email conference, so it won't transfer to Google Drive, and so therefore there's nothing to keep. So we'll delete that folder on our desktop, or we could drag it to the bin manually if you prefer to use it that way. Let's go up here. You can see it's still here, but if I refresh the page, then it's still there. There we go, it's disappeared now. So if you didn't believe me, it has gone now. Refresh the page, literally 10 seconds later, the Google Drive on the internet has mirrored what's happened. I'm just going to show you through a few simple things about Google Drive. If you want to do bulk operations, if you want to delete a range of things, then what you might do is you might click them like so and select them all and select the bin. If you want to move them, you need to press on this file icon and select where you want to move them, so I could transfer them into my other folders. They'll drop down like so you can move things around. It's a little bit more complicated than it would be on the desktop, and so therefore you can also carry out these operations on your desktop, so you can move folders from one place to another. So I can move, for example, Jackie's folder into English Tutors Only, and then again in a couple of seconds time that will be mirrored on my desktop, on my online Google Drive. As that reloads, again, as you can see, it's not quite happened there, and now it has happened. So English Tutors Only should now have Jackie's folder in there. It mirrors what you do on the desktop, which makes management easier. And like I said before, you can preview your files and you can look at your files on your desktop and decide, well, do I want that folder or not? Do I want that file or not? And that's a lot quicker than doing it on First Class. But you can also do the same thing on your Google Drive. And this is one of the main benefits of Google Drive as opposed to First Class, is you can open things in the actual application in the window. You don't have to download everything, so you can preview things, and you can click through several files. You can look through a folder and you can preview them, and you can go, okay, well, we do want that, we don't want that, and you can click through. I'm looking through a whole range of past papers and tutor documentations, and as you're going through you can rename them and you can decide what it is that you want to do with them. So that's the basics of setting up and managing. You can drag and drop to this side pane to move things around as well. You can select things and move them, and also you can add people to individual files or folders. So if we take, say, Jackie's folder and we want to share that with an individual member of staff and make sure they've got it, then we can add people here. But I'll do a separate video on the basics of sharing and how that works, because at the beginning of next year, setting things up to be shared correctly with students and staff will be a very important topic. For the time being, let's focus on getting things online and let's try and have a look through and see what we do need and what we don't need. What may be a very useful tip to do is to do two exports of your First Class area. One export that you put, as I showed you before in the earlier video, you put into your Google Drive folder in the relevant place, the second export that you save somewhere to your computer, so you've got a physical copy of what your first class area was originally like. Now if we take the English area there, that was only actually 200 megabytes in total size, and so although there's a lot of files and folders on there, it's not going to take a massive amount on your computer. And if you are worried about having a backup, then take a second export that copies what your first class is like at this point. Then you can really delete with impunity on Google Drive. You don't really have to worry about what if you delete something, because you've always got a second copy on your desktop that you can go to if something has been removed and you get halfway through the year and you think, hang on a minute, we needed that, or hang on a minute, you know, there's that stuff we got rid of from that tutor who's left is actually quite useful to us. You've got a resource and you've got a backup for it there. Okay, so I hope this has been useful. I hope you've managed to get your Google Drive set up, and I hope you've managed to start to get your folders online, or think you can get your documents online. Come and see me if you need any help. Drop in and see Lee and the technical support team, and we'll be glad to help you. Happy summer.